Hi Flosstube, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. Today is Monday the 7th of October 2024 and this is Flosstube 106. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do include other crafts and I talk about walks and travels that I've been on recently. If you're returning, welcome back. It's lovely to be chatting with you all again. This video is late, I know, I'm sorry. I ended up working on Saturday and then yesterday was the coach ramble, so I'm squeezing it in now. You might be able to tell it's not quite daylight yet outside. I've got my ring light on, the hall light's on out there, so it should be bright enough. I've got a few things to show, and I'm going to do my giveaway for my 5,000 subscribers. I've got my iPad ready, hopefully it'll stay ready until I'm doing it. So yeah, right. So the first thing I'm going to show is a finish, and it's a crochet finish. I've finished my bellflower gnome. So there, you've got a bee on the flower there. So yeah, that's my bellflower gnome all finished. Yeah, so yay, finished. Don't know what I'm doing next. I know I've still got my little crochet dragon to do, so I'm probably going to get on with that before I do any more gnomes. So yeah, there we go. Right, so whips. First one, and people will be pleased to know this, is my dragon. I've managed to stitch on it for 2 weeks now. I've not stitched on it today. My husband's got the day off today. My grandson's having some surgery. He's only having teeth removed, but my husband's had the day off so he can take my daughter and my grandson to hospital. So I'm not stitched on dragon today, but there he is. So I'm on page 36 of 100. Yeah, so there he is. It's joining up now. The top part and the little bit at the bottom is joining up. So yeah, this is stitched on 25 count Easy Guide by Zweigart using the Colford EMC threads 1/1 full cross. So there we go, dragon. Yeah, I'll be stitching on him again tomorrow when everything goes back to normal. I'll put that in there. Right, and then this one is Zinc House Row by Hands On Design. This was one of my Letters of the Month pieces for last month, and I've done the smallest of starts on it. I meant to have done 6 hours and it didn't happen. So I don't even know, can you see that? It's yeah, just some white colour for the tree. I'll put the flap down so you can see the thing. Yeah, so yeah, so I've got my ring light on, so yeah, see, yeah, there you go, you can see it there. That's as much as I did on it. It's a start. There we go. So that's that one. And then my other Letters of the Month, and I'll have to put a picture up to show what it looks like, because it's a PDF and I've not printed it out. It's Heaven and Earth Designs, sampler letter L, and I can't even remember what who the designer is. I'll put it on the screen, and that's my start. So yeah, this is 32 count Easy Guide fabric from Zweigart, and that's my start. So yeah, happy with that. I've been wanting to start that for years and just never got round to it. I'm going to put that down now and it doesn't fall off. I've got a box at the bottom on the floor. My next one is letter I. Ooh, dear me. Is I by Light Unicorn Designs. This is one of my... Is it one of my acrostics for this month or was it for last month? I think it was for last month, so yeah. I stitched on it at the end of September, and that is my progress. That's almost one page finished. I've just got a few stitches up at the top here to do, and then that page will be finished. Might be the odd stitch in the brown as well, but yeah. So that's I by Light Unicorn Designs. This fabric is 25 count, just even weave, and I'm doing 1/1 full cross. And then this one is the first of my across stitch challenge pieces from 24 Hours of Cross Stitch for this month, and it's 12 Northern Days of Christmas. So yeah, that's by X's and O's, and my progress is that. So basically I've carried this line down from, it stopped up here, so I've done it down here and across there, and then I've done a lot of this pink basically. So yeah, there we go. So that's that one. And then my last WIP is Seaside Tiny Town by Heart in Hand. I was stitching this along with my friends Ush, Hazel and somebody else, and I keep forgetting to check. I'll put the name at the bottom of the screen. So yeah, they're all finished. I'm still stitching, and that's my progress. So I'm on the white house. This is a tough going, this house. That roof was lots of stitching. But yeah, I need to get this finished, because we've already picked another stitch along. Ush and Hazel and myself have picked another stitch along, which I'll talk about in my next video, because hopefully I'll have started it by then. They're all my WIPs. So yeah, quite happy with what I've got stitched this 2 weeks. I have been quite busy with my mum. I'll talk about my mum later. But yeah, I'll show you my nails. My nails I've got done. Again, I've got autumn nails, nice orange and glitter, and then there's a pumpkin on my finger. That one, there we go. So yeah, and then earrings, before anybody mentions my earrings. Earrings are Harry Potter books. I can't remember who I got them from. They're from Etsy. I'll put the link down below. So yeah, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix books are on my earrings. Okay. On last Saturday, I went to Nimble Thimble with my friends Ush and Hazel. So I've got some stash to show. We had a lovely day, stitching, shopping, chatting. Ush wasn't so well, so she ended up having to go home early. But yeah, we managed to spend. So I'm going to show my stash. Only not too much, but I've not got everything here, because I bought 2 charts for my daughter, and I also bought something for when I go to the Yorkshire Stitching Retreat in a couple of weeks. They do a thing called White Elephant, so you take something for that. So, what I've bought for my stash enhancements. This is Milk and Cookies Gnome by Mill Hill and Jim Shaw. So, yeah, just love that. And this, I love this. It's one of the Fabulous House series, and it's Fairy House by Cottage Garden Samplings. I just love that. So cute. And then this is Home Needle Case by Shepherd's Bush. This is a kit. I just love this. You get the fabric, you get all the finishing materials as well. So yeah, I just love that. And then this, I just love this. Who's it by? Le Petit Croix. It's French. It's called Spooky Halloween. Lovely little gnome. I love the gnome. And then you get a needle minder with the same design. So yeah, I just love that. So that's the design. Obviously too late for me to stitch it for this Halloween, but yeah. And then I got Merry Christmas by Cottage Garden Samplings. And you got the skein of whiskey. Week's Dye Works with it. So yeah. There's another one. What other one did I get that had the Fairy House had a skein of Classic Colourworks grape pie in it. So yeah. So that's that one. And then I just love this as well. Me and anything to do with nature, animals, like natural looking animals and birds is me. Magpie and the Moon by the Blue Flower. Just love that. There you go. And then I got this. And I might already have this chart because my friend Karen sent me some of these charts, but she didn't have the buttons. And this one is Witch's Moon. But this came with the button. So I got the chart and the button. So I may already have the chart somewhere. I'm not sure if I do or not. But yeah, I got the chart and the button. Chris at Nimble Thimble didn't have any of the buttons separate, so I just bought the chart as well. So that was my stash. And again, I bought two Silver Creek sampler charts for my daughter, which I've already given to her. One was Jurassic Park, and there was a Halloween one. Can't remember what it was called, but yeah. So yeah, it was a lovely day at Nimble Thimble. And then I'm supposed to be going to Create Nostalgia next month, I think. So yeah. Right, so let's do the giveaway. So I've already got this set up with the link for my last proper Flosstube, and it says there's 87 comments. 87 people put the 5,000, which was the keyword. So I'm going to pick a winner. Oh, that was quick. Elizabeth Ashton. Don't know if you can see that. Elizabeth Ashton 4434. So congratulations, Elizabeth. You've won a £30 voucher for a shop of your choice. I'll have a look on the Happy Mail form. There's a link down below if you're not already on the Happy Mail form. I'll have a look on there, but if you could message me or email me anyway, and then I can get in touch with you and sort out where you want your voucher for. So yeah, Elizabeth put, congratulations on your very well deserving 5,000 subscribers. Love seeing all your beautiful stitching progress and listening to your stitching plans. Really enjoy watching all your lovely walks too. Really enjoyed your book review. Happy stitching. So thank you, Elizabeth. I had some really lovely comments on my last video saying, talking about the 4 years I've been doing this. So yeah, I'm taking a picture of this so I know who's won. Otherwise I'll forget and I'll have to watch my video and check I do it. But if I take a picture, I know I've done it. There we go. Right. So that's that one done. So, yeah. So congratulations again, Elizabeth. Get in touch and we'll sort that out for you. Right. So let's talk about walks I've been on. So last weekend I went for a walk with my friend from work, and we did what's called the Tolkien Trail, as in J.R.R. Tolkien, who wrote the Lord of the Rings books. It starts off in Hurst Green, which is the other side of Blackburn, basically, and you walk past Stonyhurst College. Now, Tolkien apparently spent time at Stonyhurst College. His son was a teacher there, and he spent time there, and it's believed that a lot of the landscape around there inspired him when he was writing Lord of the Rings. So yeah, it's lovely countryside and everything, and this trail is called the Tolkien Trail, but there is nothing on the walk to suggest that it's anything to do with Tolkien. I was expecting boards showing you quotes from Tolkien's work, you know, just telling you about the landscape, telling you what it could have been, how it could have inspired his writing. There was absolutely nothing. It was. So yeah, it was a lovely walk and everything, but I was just expecting it to be a bit more interactive, and it just wasn't. There was the only time you saw that it was anything to do with Tolkien's walk was you go past this hall, I can't even, Winkley Hall or something like that, and they had signs up everywhere saying Tolkien Trail and with an arrow pointing you in the right direction, so you didn't go on the property, and that was the only time you ever saw Tolkien's Trail or anything to do with Tolkien. So yeah, it was a bit disappointing really, because I thought it could have been so much more, you know. But yeah, whether you can get like a leaflet or something that tells you bits and things to look out for, I don't know. But yeah, I just had the route. I have OS maps on my phone when I go walking, and if I'm following a route, the route's on my phone, and I'm just following that. But yeah, like I say, it was a lovely walk. It was a lovely day. The weather was fine. We always go early when I walk with my friend. We meet up at 8 o'clock and set off, and so we're done by lunchtime, and then we can go and do whatever we need to do in the afternoon. But yeah, and then yesterday it was the coach ramble. We went to Holmfirth in Yorkshire. Holmfirth is where they filmed a UK comedy series called Last of the Summer Wine. I think it ran until about 1999, something like that. My dad used to love it. If you went up to my mum and dad's, well, my dad was alive, he'd be sat there watching episodes of Last of the Summer Wine, and it'd be, you know, it'd just keep watching it all there, basically. But yeah, so it was nice to actually go where it was filmed. I did the longer walk this time. I actually did 9 miles, and it was fine. My foot wasn't too bad. I made sure I had painkillers, and I had my insoles in my shoes so I could walk. So yeah, I have insoles for my arthritis, so that helps quite a bit. But I think losing weight's helping as well. It's taking the pressure off my feet. So I managed to do 9 miles. I'll probably suffer today with my feet when I go to work this afternoon. But yeah, it was a nice walk. Yeah, we went through several little hamlets. I know a couple, Netherthong, Upperthong, and that's about as much as I can remember. New Mills. So yeah, it was nice. And then when we got back, while we were on the walk, we saw the graves of 2 of the actors who were in Last of the Summer Wine. They've both been buried next to each other in the same graveyard. And then when we got back, I went to look at Nora Batty's house, Nora Batty's steps. If you know Last of the Summer Wine, you'll know what I'm talking about. There was a character called Nora Batty who always had wrinkled stockings on, and you always had her stood on her steps shouting at a character called Compo. And then I also saw Sid's Cafe, which was also a central location for the programme. So yeah, it was really good to see these places. Nora Batty's house is now a holiday cottage. You can actually rent it out. I was saying to my husband when I got back, I don't think I'd want to stay there, because during the summer it must be a nightmare with people trying to see Nora Batty and stuff. So yeah, I don't think I'd want to actually go and stay. But yeah, it's there if anybody wanted to go and stay in it. So yeah, it was a lovely day yesterday. We had one little shower, it lasted for about 10 minutes, but otherwise it was overcast. We had a little bit of sunshine. I saw pigs. There were 2 pigs in a field that we saw. We saw several squirrels, and one of them was quite friendly, but the picture, I'd managed to get a picture of it, but it didn't come out very well. It was quite dark. You couldn't actually see the squirrel properly, so I've deleted that picture. But yeah, like I say, it was a lovely walk. I'll do a slideshow at the end again of my photos from my 2 walks. So yeah, right, and then books that I've read. I'm just checking my computer to make sure it's playing nicely. Okay, so thank you for all the comments. Most people are saying that they like me telling you about the books I've read. So yeah, Right, so when I talked about my books last time, I said I was reading one called Cold Granite by Stuart MacBride. I finished that. It was a really good book. I'm going to read another one of his or listen to it. I listened to that one. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. So yeah. Yeah, I'm on Goodreads. If anybody's interested, I'm on Goodreads. My username is Mrs. B 1968. I'll put a link down below if you want to follow me. I'm also on Bookmore, but I've not worked out how you can follow people. I don't know if you can follow people on Bookmore, but yeah, I do both of them. So yeah, Cold Granite. And then I read something called Clouded Vision by Linwood Barclay. That was a quick read. It was for my reading group. So it only took 2 nights to read it. That was an actual physical book. It was good in that it was a quick read, but I felt it could have gone into more detail. Obviously, you could bulk it out a bit and make a proper novel of it. I understand that some people like the quick reads, but yeah, when you're doing a reading group and then you're meeting up and talking about the book you've read, and you've only read a short book, it was a very quick conversation. So yeah, it was interesting. It was a good story, but like I say, it could have been made into a proper novel. So yeah, that was a very quick read. And then I read, or rather listened to, a book called Fourth Wing. I've put pictures up of these books, so you'll see what they look like. Fourth Wing is by Rebecca Yarros, and basically it's about dragon riders. Yes, I'm going back to my liking books for urban fantasy, or whatever you want to call it, fantasy books. Fourth Wing is a book that I'd seen several times on Facebook, people saying about it, they'd read it and really enjoyed it. I've talked to people who've read it and really enjoyed it. And then Goodreads, I'm also seeing people who've read it. So I thought, right, I'm gonna read this. They're saying it's really good, and it was actually quite good. I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. I did it. The lady's voice who narrates it, it was okay. I got used to it, but at the beginning it was quite difficult to get into it with the lady's voice. But yeah, I enjoyed the book, and there's a twist at the end, so it was good in that, and it makes you think, oh, want to read the next one, see what happens. So yeah, so I will probably read. Yeah, I will read the next one because I've already got it on Audible, because it wasn't available on Borrow Box where I'd got Fourth Wing from. I had to go on Audible and get it from there. And then this next one is one that somebody who watches my videos recommended, because I said I liked reading books, or I used to like reading books with vampires, fae, etc. in it, but now I read crime books. And this book was recommended, and it's Rivers of London by Aaronovitch. And I've read it and I really enjoyed it, so I'm getting the next one. So yeah, again, this is crime, but it includes ghosts, it includes vampires, and yeah, so I really enjoyed that. And I got the book. I actually bought the book. It's very rarely I buy books these days, because I usually read them and then donate them to the library, because I used to have loads of bookshelves and I don't anymore, because yeah, I usually read books on Kindle or listen to audiobooks. But yeah, I've got the actual book of this, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. So I will be getting the next one, listening to the next one, or reading the next one. What have I done? I think I've reserved it from the library. I think that's what I've done. So yeah, thank you for recommending that to me. I really enjoyed that. And I gave that 4 stars on Goodreads. And I'm currently reading a really completely different sort of book, because it's for my reading group, and the library have asked reading groups to read this book. It's called Their New Mr. Knight by Dorothy Whipple. Now, Dorothy Whipple is an author who was born in Blackburn, just down the road from me, and she died in Blackburn. She lived in Northampton or somewhere like that before, Nottingham, somewhere that's not here, when she was married, but then she moved back here when her husband died. And she was called the Jane Austen of the 20th century. She wrote books back in the 1930s, so her books are quite old. But yeah, she's quite a pretty famous author. I'd never heard of her before we got asked to do this, but apparently she's well known. And we've been asked to read the book, and then in November the library are doing an event where you go and talk about the book with other members of the reading groups, and you watch the film. They made a film of this book in the 1940s, so we're going to go and watch the film and then talk about the film. So that should be pretty good. So yeah, I've started reading it. It's not my usual sort of book, as I say. It's an older type of book, but yeah, it's okay. I'll tell you more when I've read it, probably in my next video. So yeah, so that's the books I've read or reading. So yeah. Pardon me. Right. My mum. My mum had a surgery 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks today. 2 weeks ago today. And she's still in hospital. She was only supposed to be in for a week. She was only supposed to have an NG feeding tube in for a few days. She's still got the NG feeding tube in, and they're saying she's going to have it for a few weeks more. Although there is now talk of her having a peg. It's nothing to do with her not being able to eat. She got an infection in the wound in her mouth. She's been on antibiotics. She's drinking sips of water through a straw, but they don't want anything going in her mouth until it's healed up now, because they said there's a chance it won't be accepted. The skin graft won't be accepted in her mouth. So she's still in hospital. No idea when she's going to get to go home. Spending my life going to hospital, going to hospital to see her sleeping. But yeah, it's just a bit chaotic at the minute. My brother has gone up to Scotland today to work. We basically had to tell him to go. He was saying, "Oh no, I can't go. Mum's still in hospital," and we told him to go. Just go. He's there all week, so yeah, he's not around for the week. But yeah, we're just gonna see it. But we know the hospital, it's going to be a case of one day they just turn around and say, "Right, you can go home today. Off you go," and so everything will be like panic. Because like I said, I'm going to go and stay with her for the night, and to make sure she's okay. So yeah, it's all drastic, causing chaos at the minute. But yeah, I'm going to go and see her this morning, because I didn't get to see her yesterday. I didn't get to see her on Saturday because I was working, and then I went for a meal with my son, and the hospital don't like you going at meal times, so you've got to avoid lunchtime and tea time. So yeah, so I'm going to go and see her this morning before I go to work. So yeah, so like I say, no idea what's going on with her, how long she's going to be there for, or anything. They've tried her on, because at the hospital she's on these bags of food, and it gives her so much. She goes through a machine and it gives her so much an hour. And they've tried her on these bottles of food through the tube, but they just don't agree with her. They make her really lethargic. She's in pain. Like she said, she feels really bloated with them, and yeah, she's not very well with them. I was with her the other day, and she was talking normally, as well as she can do at the moment, but she was alert, and everything. And then the nurse came and gave her one of these bottles. He must have given her loads. He gave her this bottle and then water as well, and then some medication. So her stomach must have been really bulging. And she just suddenly went where she wasn't talking. She looked like she was falling asleep. Complete change in her straight away. As soon as he'd given her this bottle, it was just complete change. And she said she just felt really ill. They've tried different flavours, because apparently they're flavoured because some people drink them. But yeah, they're all just reacting the same. There must be something in them that doesn't agree with her. So they need to work out what food she can have But the doctor who's seen her over the weekend says he thinks she'd be better with a peg, so a tube into her stomach from her stomach wall, tummy. So, but it's not up to him, it's up to a consultant who's dealing with her. So don't know what's going on there, but yeah. So yeah, that's my mum. Yeah, I think that's about it really. Yeah, so I've not looked when my next video is. Let's have a look. We're now on the 6th, it should have been then. So it's going to be the 19th or 20th of October, my next video. I know I'm taking a walk leader over to Salter that weekend, so he can recce his walk. But I don't know which day it's going to be yet. So whichever day it's not is the day I'll do my video. So I've no idea at the moment. So yeah. So I'm going to stop there because I know I'm waffling. So have a good 2 weeks. Take care of yourselves and those you love. Be kind always. And bye for now.